is Valley News Live at 4.
We begin today with a Valley News Live investigative report. Several of you reached out to our whistleblower hotline asking us to investigate the claim that a teacher at Ben Franklin Middle School in Fargo has been telling students to duct tape their masks to their faces. Today, our digging led to an answer from the school district confirming that it's happened. The school says the teacher did offer a student duct tape to keep a mask on, but they're saying the teacher meant it as a joke. The district says the teacher's explanation was they didn't think the student would actually do it. The school says the administration is working with staff members to make sure this doesn't happen again. A lot of you are reaching out on this story, and we'll continue to follow it for you tonight on Valley News Live at 10. Moving on now to some breaking news on a murder investigation. The FBI is now offering a $5,000 reward for any information on the murder investigation of a Fargo man who we reported to you was missing back in September of last year. Police say Craig Melton was last seen around the Turtle Mountain Indian Reservation when he offered to give two men a ride to Belcourt. If you have any information into this case, you're asked to call the number on your screen. And new information for you now in a story we first broke to you this morning on the Valley Today. The North Dakota Attorney General's office says they've received more than 500 complaints against Glosser Images with, quote, more coming in every day. Also today, we're learning those impacted by the sudden closure will eventually get their pictures thanks to photography platform ShootProof, which will be making these pictures available to download at no cost. Though some say one question answered leads to even more questions. Bride Crystal Brunner Thompson says she's holding out hope that one day soon she'll get her wedding photos.
It kind of puts a little happiness back, thinking, okay, we're a step in the right direction, but it's still going to take a while to get there.
Tonight on Valley News Live at 6, hear from the COO of the company stepping up to help out and a subcontractor who feels they've been pushed to the side. To the forecast, a much nicer day today. Hutch joins us with a first look at what to expect tonight. Hutch?
Stacy, thanks so much. Gone are the clouds of the showers of yesterday, and today it was a very, very foggy start for many of us, but things have cleared out now. It's pretty fair out there, a little on the breezy side though, particularly in our western counties. Here's a look at the radar, and for our easternmost counties, you can see Hubbard County north through eastern reaches of Beltrami and Lake of the Woods County still seeing showers, and those clouds extend all the way into Lakes Country. So while we have sun across eastern North Dakota, we have more clouds to the west. How about those temperatures? It's cooler where those clouds are. Low 40s in Thief River Falls. For a cool evening, it's 48 in Grand Forks. How about this? Mid 50s, if you can believe it, out in the western counties this evening. Tonight in the FM area, if you're stepping out, look how fast we cool. The wind starts to calm down. It's clear. It's going to be a cold and frosty start to your day as we're on our way to the low 30s by daybreak. And we'll have an update for you on that Halloween forecast because it is still a first alert weather day, as the forecast isn't real scary, but a little spooky. I'll have all those details that you need to know here in just a few moments. Stacy.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch. Take a look at this twister bearing down on portions of Orange County, Texas. In Lake Charles, Louisiana, more destruction from the same storm system. At least one person was rushed to the hospital. In Missouri, a confirmed EF3 tornado ripped through homes, businesses, and power lines earlier this week. A twister with that rating can bring winds up to 165 miles per hour. The severe weather remains a threat across the Gulf Coast through today. Police in Dilworth say they need more help. Police Chief Ty Sharp has requested a bigger budget for the city to hire more officers. He says he's noticing an uptick in vehicle thefts and vehicle burglaries over the past couple months. With more development slated for the city, Sharp says they can expect even more crime. The youngest cadet in the West Fargo Police Academy is staying strong through chemo treatments after unexpectedly being diagnosed with leukemia. The community is rallying around 14-year-old Brody Gilbertson. His mom says due to his cancer diagnosis and the unknowns with COVID, Brody will have to learn virtually this year, but the Police Academy can make safety accommodations to help him fulfill his dream. The academy is for kids with an interest in pursuing a career in law enforcement.
Very similar to the police academy that we would go through before we would get hired, and we give them a chance to do hands-on training and learn about the law behind how we do things, why we do things, and do a lot of scenario-based training so that they can make an educated decision as to, do I want to do this as a job?
To watch the full interview with Officer Johnson, Brody, and his mom, head to valleynewslive.com and click on North Dakota Today. That's also where you can find a link to Brody's GoFundMe page. As younger children inch closer to being able to get vaccinated against COVID-19, the FDA is authorizing a fourth shot for immunocompromised individuals. Across the country, vaccine mandates are expanding, and so is the pushback from public employees. Michael George reports from New York, where city firefighters face a deadline to get their shots.
A show of force outside New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's residence, Gracie Mansion, as thousands of first responders protest the requirement to get vaccinated.
This is our bodies, not yours. We worked through this pandemic over a year.
We are not anti-vaccine, we are anti-mandate.
Firefighters, police officers, and other city workers without a first shot by Friday will be put on unpaid leave, something union leaders say could put lives at risk.
If 30 to 40% of New York City firefighters are sent home, we will have to close houses. This is going to be a manufactured crisis.
The mayor is refusing to budge, arguing the city has a contingency plan.
We must stop COVID. And the way to do that is vaccination.
According to the National Fire Protection Association, last year was the deadliest year for firefighters since 9/11, and more than half of all line of duty deaths were caused by COVID.
I think there's been, misinformation and disinformation all over the place.
Maryland's Republican Governor Larry Hogan says his state is gearing up to vaccinate younger children and educate parents on the benefits.
I think we should encourage the parents to make those decisions and to get their kids vaccinated.
The FDA is expected to grant emergency use authorization for kid-sized doses of the Pfizer vaccine as soon as Friday, giving that age group access to shots as early as next Wednesday. The CDC is also recommending a fourth shot of Pfizer's vaccine or a half shot of Moderna's for people with suppressed immune systems, at least 6 months after getting their third dose. A recent study found immunocompromised people are almost 500 times more likely to be hospitalized or die from COVID-19. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The CDC's guidance for a fourth shot does not apply to people who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Fargo Public Schools are expanding its COVID-19 testing program to include a new site at North High School. A testing site is already operating at South. The district will test students and staff members who are deemed a close contact so they can stay in school. Unmasked or unvaccinated close contacts must have a negative COVID-19 test at least every other day and remain symptom-free. Both the North and South High testing sites are available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on days that school is in session. President Joe Biden declared today he'd reached a historic economic framework with Democrats in Congress on his sweeping domestic policy package. It's dramatically scaled back from the original, but still $1.75 trillion of social services and climate change programs, including free preschool and expanded health care programs. Paid family leave and efforts to lower prescription drug pricing are now gone entirely, drawing outrage from some lawmakers and advocates. There's also a one-year extension of a child care tax credit. Progressives in the House say they will not vote on the president's $1 trillion infrastructure bill until the spending plan is ready for a vote as well. An American Airlines flight from New York was diverted to Denver last night after a flight attendant was assaulted by a passenger. Passengers say the person punched the flight attendant after an argument over wearing a mask. The passenger was then duct taped to his seat before being taken into custody in Denver. The FAA says as of this week, they've received nearly 5,000 reports of unruly passenger behavior, including more than 3,500 related to masks. Ask for a refund or fly out of Fargo. That's the latest today from GFK's executive director as Allegiant canceled all flights out of Grand Forks for December. An Allegiant representative tells us it's due to operational need of the pandemic and supply chain issues. Monique and Jocelyn Lamoureux donated $9,000 this week to make feminine hygiene products free for students who need them. Fargo Public Schools was able to buy 14 coinless feminine product dispensers, all thanks to the sisters. The school district says the dispensers will be installed next summer, and for the remainder of this school year, products will be available free of charge. Eating ice cream for a good cause. It sounds pretty good, right? Well, today you can. It's Miracle Treat Day. That means at any participating Dairy Queen location, for any Blizzard you order, $1 will be donated to the Children's Miracle Network at Sanford Children's. There are several participating locations in our area. For a list, just head over to our website. And if you're still trying to figure out what to wear for Halloween, check this out. Kelsey Duffney is a local hair and makeup artist, and while she was cooped up throughout the pandemic, she took her skills to the next level. You can check out more of her creativity and get some ideas on how to spook up your vibes tonight on Valley News Live at 6. Coming up, nothing to sell. That's the latest from ammo companies amid a serious shortage right before hunting season begins. We'll tell you what they say the problem is.
And we're keeping our eyes on the skies tonight. Things quiet this morning. All the help we could get is always welcome. Frankie, the forecaster out here, he's a little furry, but he is outstanding in his field. Reported some fog in and around the Abercrombie area.